body is quietly whispering, stay with me. After sound, each day holds a quiet safeness, not because time is running out, but because every step, every breath, every connection becomes a deeper act of living. There are subtle signs, gentle invitations from the body that reveal not just how much time we have left, but how richly we can live the days that remain. Let's listen together. 1. The pace that carries you. Walking has never been a race against time. It has always been a dance with life itself. At 76, Joe still laced up his shoes each morning. He still greeted the sunrise, still trusted the rhythm under his feet. But somewhere along the way, the steps grew smaller, the distances shorter. And one morning, halfway down the block, he paused, not from pain, but from a hesitation his body whispered before he could name it. Because slowing down isn't just muscles tiring, it's the body's quiet call. Stay with me, don't rush past the life still beating beneath your feet. Science reminds us softly, a steady walking pace is not just a sign of heart health or strong muscles. It is a quiet predictor of resilience, of memory, of vitality, of the spirit's readiness to continue. Maybe pace was never about how far you could go, but about how much presence you could carry in each step. Job didn't lose strength in a single stumble. He misplaced it, moment by moment, in the spaces where he forgot to listen, forgot to honor what was still alive inside him. So, tomorrow morning, before the world asks anything of you, walk. But not to cover distance, not to measure success. Walk as a conversation with the ground beneath you. Walk as a thank you to the legs that still carry you, to the breath that still rises quietly in your chest. Let each step be a soft hymn. Let it whisper, I am still here, I am still moving, not farther from life, but deeper into it. 2. The hands that still hold. Life. There's a strength we carry that is quieter than muscle, the strength to hold on. Robert never noticed it slipping at first, not until coffee mugs felt heavier than they should, not until doorknobs resisted more than he remembered. The world hadn't grown heavier. His grasp on it had simply loosened, softly, silently. Grip is not just a measure of strength. It is a whisper from the body. You are still holding on to life. Do not let go. Science nods gently. Grip strength mirrors the resilience of the heart, the lungs, the spirit. It speaks not only of muscle, but of how fiercely the body still clings to living. So tonight, before you set down the day, pause. Bring your hands together. Press them softly against one another. Feel the pulse still moving under your skin. Feel the quiet force that has carried you through decades of holding, building, giving. You have not lost your grip. You have simply been invited to remember it, to tend to it as tenderly as you tend to a memory you don't want to lose. And when you close your hands again tomorrow morning, perhaps you will feel it anew. I still hold life, and life still holds me. If something here touched a memory sleeping quietly inside you, leave a small whisper below, not just for us to find you, but for you to hear yourself again. 3. Balance is the body remembering to trust itself. Balance isn't about muscle. It isn't about force. It's about memory. The body's deep, quiet memory of how to catch itself when the world tilts unexpectedly. Carol once danced without thought, weaving through crowded rooms, stepping lightly over puddles and roots. She trusted the ground, trusted her body, trusted the invisible dialogue between them. But now, even a small step off the curb feels uncertain. Not because her legs grew weaker, but because her body forgot the song of recovery it once knew by heart. Balance is not strength, it's trust. It's remembering how to fall and rise without fear. Science leans in gently to remind us. The ability to balance well predicts not only physical safety, but sharper minds, longer independence, and a spirit still ready to dance with life. Tomorrow morning, before shoes, before worries, stand barefoot on steady ground. Feel the earth hum beneath your skin. Lift one foot, even if just an inch. Feel the tremor, the correction, the body remembering. And if you sway, if you stumble, smile, it means your body still cares enough to try, still loves enough to catch you. Each small wobble, Each tiny triumph whispers, I still know how to stand. I still know how to return to myself. 4. Sleep. The body's quiet. Repair. Sleep has never been just an ending to the day. It has always been the body's softest work, the weaving of memory into thread, the mending of what life has frayed. Henry wakes often now, not because the night is louder, but because something inside him still searches for the cradle it once knew, the place where breath slows and the soul is gently held. Sleep isn't absence, it's presence, deeper than waking. A conversation the body holds with itself, quietly stitching heart, mind, and spirit back together. Science reminds us softly, those who tend to their rest, who honor the body's need to repair, guard not only their memories, but the very strength that carries them through each morning after. Tonight, before the rush of dreams, before the mind turns over the stones of worry again, pause. Place your hand gently over your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe in stillness, not to chase sleep, but to welcome it. Not to command rest to come, but to remember that it already waits for you, patient, like an old friend at the door. And when sleep does come, let it carry you as it always has. Quietly, completely, without asking you to do anything more than simply surrender. I am still whole. I am still being mended by the quiet I dare to trust. 5. Appetite, the conversation. Between body and life, appetite is not just hunger. It is the body's way of saying quietly, I still want to stay here. I still want to taste the world. Margaret once cherished the sweetness of strawberries, the tart surprise of a fresh plum, the warmth of soup on a cold evening. Eating was a celebration, a communion with seasons, memories, and the simple joy of being alive. But now, even favorite foods sit untouched, flavors blur, hunger fades into the background like a song too distant to hear. And yet, it is not the food that has changed. It is life asking gently, are you still with me? Loss of appetite is never just about food. It is the spirit's whisper, a quiet longing not just for nourishment, but for connection, for a reason to savor. Science reminds us softly, a sudden disinterest in eating can signal deeper shifts in vitality, resilience, and emotional well-being. So, this week, choose not just to eat, but to answer. Find one food your soul once loved, hold it gently, taste it slowly, not to fill an emptiness, but to rekindle a small, sacred joy. And when you do, know that it is not just your body being fed, it is your spirit remembering, I still belong here, I still hunger for living. 6. The way we hold our worries. Worry rarely arrives with a shout. It seeps in, through clenched jaws, tightened shoulders, nights spent tossing under silent ceilings. John knew this weight well. It wasn't that life had grown harsher. It was that somewhere along the way, he had forgotten how to set burdens down. Worry is not just a thought. It is something the body carries, etched into the brow, woven into the breath, hidden in the tension of hands resting too tightly in the lap. Stress, when left unanswered, doesn't simply pass by. It roots itself, drawing silent lines of wear across the heart, the mind, the bones. Science leans close to remind us. Chronic worry isn't just an ache of the spirit. It accelerates aging. It invites inflammation. It dims the very light we are meant to walk in. But here's the quieter truth. Every breath is a choice, a doorway, a chance to put down what was never yours to carry forever. Today, before the day asks anything of you, place your hand gently on your chest. Inhale with softness. Exhale longer than you breathe in. Let the breath linger at the end, as if you are whispering a goodbye to every invisible burden you've carried too long. And in that small surrender, hear your body sigh back to you. You are not what you carry. You are the space left open when you choose to let go. 7. The bridges. We keep open connection isn't a luxury. It never was. It is the quiet thread stitching us back to life, again and again, whenever the world tries to fray us at the edges. Eleanor once spent her days wrapped in conversation, coffee shared with neighbors, long afternoons spent swapping memories like old songs. Laughter wasn't something she chased. It simply floated in and out of her days like sunlight through an open window. But now, the phone rings less often. The house hums with a deeper kind of quiet. And the spaces between voices have stretched wider than she ever meant them to. Loneliness doesn't always shout. Sometimes it moves in slowly, pulling at the corners of days, making even the brightest mornings feel a little heavier to lift. Science, with its soft warning, reminds us loneliness can erode health as surely as any wound left untended. It raises the risks of heart disease, memory loss, and early fading. Not because the body grows weak first, but because the spirit weaves fewer reasons to stay strong. But bridges, even when forgotten, can be rebuilt. Today, reach out, not because you are empty, but because you are still full enough to overflow. Call one voice back across the silence. Write one note, even if the words feel clumsy at first. Send one small invitation across the empty air, because the distance between two hearts is never as wide as the first break. With that one word, you may find the bridge was never truly gone, only waiting for you to cross it again. I am still here, I am still reaching, and somewhere, someone is still reaching back. The goal isn't to stretch life wider, but to stretch it deeper, to walk slower, but with more presence, to breathe softer, but with more fullness, to live quieter, but with more meaning. The body whispers long before it shouts. And now, while the whispers still linger, you have time. You have time to listen. If something in you stirred, even softly, even quietly, stay. Stay with the part of yourself that still listens, that still reaches, that still believes there are songs left to hear, hands left to hold, roads left to walk. If you wish, join us on this gentle road. Subscribe not because you must, but because you still choose to walk alongside those who remember the beauty of slow steps, of whispered hopes, of unfinished dreams. Share this space with someone whose heart still leans toward the light, no matter how many years have passed. Because the deeper life isn't behind you. It isn't far ahead of you. It is here, unfolding with every breath you still dare to take. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are right on time to the life that still waits, soft and shining inside you.